Good evening. This is GTCR News. Today's story started the way many of ours do, with a viewer recommendation. But this wasn't about value. This was about something Wendy's did. So recently, Wendy's made a push not just on price, but on quality, portion size, texture, consistency. Now that's not fast food language, that's plate language. And when fast food starts talking like Chinese kitchen, someone has to check that claim. Because if a value meal wants to live on the same plate as a Chinese lunch special, it better be ready. The recommendation came from a viewer, Tito MSG Ramirez. He says MSG stands for My Sauce Guardian. He refuses to eat anything that doesn't sparkle under fluorescent light. But Tito wasn't looking for chaos. He wanted an answer. Could fast food chicken, tenders, strips, sauces and all really stand up to a full Chinese chicken meal? Not on price, not on speed, but on the plate? So, we sent MT into the field, not to chase value, but to investigate the claim. So now, here's MT on the ground with the Wendy's Chicken Tenders Value Meal. Hey, thanks GTCR News for throwing us out here in the field. This one isn't about hype though. This is really about reality. On one side over here, we got Wendy's Value Meal, chicken tenders. Value meal that says it belongs in a serious conversation.
Just so we're clear, MT, you stopped at 2 places for this.
Absolutely, producer. We got Wendy's, like I was saying, we got the chicken tenders. Look at, I didn't bring this on myself. They brought it on, because on this side, we didn't go General Tso's chicken. We, these guys gotta work their way up to the master. The #1 selling food in a Chinese restaurant is what, producer?
General Tso's.
General Tso's chicken. But you think Wendy's is gonna walk out here and do that? No. That's why we brought some new contenders in to show you more and to expand. Over here we got Tangerine Chicken Lunch Special versus the Wendy's what? Lunch special, night special, anytime special? I can tell you right now, a full plate, a full tradition, and guess what? There's no shortcuts here. No shortcuts on this side.
Yum 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 yummy.
But hey, everybody knows before we start, before we taste, before we start judging, we do what we always do. We acknowledge the meal. So everybody grab your hands, producer, everybody grab your hands, let's all get together. The cameraman, the sound man, the technicians, the editors, the mechanics, the Chevy truck owners, Ford truck owners, even Dodge Ram. Everybody grab your hands, because here we go. We bless the cooks, we bless the hands that prepared this food. We bless the places that serve their communities, whether through a drive-through window or behind a kitchen counter. And we bless the tailgate. And all the hungry said, Amen. All right.
Let's eat.
Now Now let's talk about price comparison before we start, all right? We got the receipts up there, you can see. This was $12.25 for all this, and that includes the little crispers you get in the restaurant, the soup, the crab ragoon. Guess what? This little dude here, little spring roll, and the meal, right? Over here, what do we got? Well, let's see. Chicken tenders, fries, some barbecue sauce, and a drink. And a drink, producer. Anyways, but before we start and we just get into the starch and the chicken and the appetizers, we need to talk about what helps a meal survive.
Well, one of these, MT, smells like food, and one of these smells like a memory.
You're absolutely right, producer, because on this side, we got hot and sour soup here. Hot and sour soup.
Yummy.
It's got tofu, it's got bamboo shoots. Look at that. It's got heat, it's got texture. It'll warm you up on these nice cold days, so let's give her a try. God, that's so good. Oh. Anyways, now on this side over here, we don't have soup, but what do we got? We got soda. We got soda for our side. It's cold, it's sweet, it's familiar, and it goes down easy, right? Soda doesn't really introduce a meal, producer. What it really does, it resets your mouth so you can keep on going. You know what soup does? Soup prepares you for flavor, but soda, it just helps you get past it. But for me, when I eat my meals though, producer, I do what? I always do water. Water doesn't help you, it doesn't hide anything, it just lets the food speak for itself. Remember, these two meals, they're really not competing. They're actually revealing intent. So we're going to set aside the soda and see how the food does on its own. All right, family, let's move on to what? Appetizers. Now, this is where a meal either introduces itself or it skips the handshake totally.
MT, this feels like the difference between being invited in and picking something up.
You're absolutely right, because you have to go inside over here, producer, at the Chinese, and you go through what? The drive-through over here.
Yep.
But on this side, let's just go over. On this side, we've got a Rangoon and a spring roll. Now, they're not loud. They're not trying to win the episode. These guys, they're just saying, hey, welcome aboard. And guess what? We've thought about this. That's what Chinese food does. And on this side, well, on Wendy's, well, there was no soup and there is no appetizer. So, I don't know. But I have to remember, that's okay. Some meals, they don't believe in warm-ups. And appetizers, they don't make you full. They tell you what kind of night you're about to have. So let's get into this. So we acknowledge their presence and we acknowledge their absence and we move on. But we gotta try what? We gotta try our Rangoons to see what they're like. Let's go. Oh, look at that, producer. Loaded. Nice and fresh, hot. We won't even go for get a little goon sauce on it.
Nice.
Oh. Perfect crunch. That great flavor of cream cheese, the Rangoon inside. Warm, tasty. What better way to meal? What better way to start out a meal than with a crab Rangoon? Let's take a bite of what? This is always great. Spring roll. Look at it. She's a little tight one too. Tight. It looks so good. Let's try her out. Oh.
Nice.
Nice and full the way it should be. And guess what? Stuffed full. Sits up straight, says, you know what? I'm here and I want to please you. That's what these do. Telling you. Wow. All right. Once again, let's just move right on and we move right into what? The starch. Now every meal has a base, right? And this is where either everything holds together or everything starts asking for help. Now on the fries, They're honest food. They really are. They show up hot. They ask to be eaten now. That's what fries do. They want you to dive right into the bag before you even get to your destination. And they don't pretend to be anything tomorrow. You got to eat those now. Tomorrow, these things, man, they're going to be so cold and hard. You're going to go, what is that? But when fries are good, they're really good. But we have to acknowledge one thing. They're on the clock. Yeah. Nice and hot, producer. Nice and hot. Tastes great.
They look good.
You gotta wash them down with a little what? Soda. And this is where soda comes in. It's key. You have to be able to wash this dry, starchy stuff down. But
Can't use water. You got to use some soda.
let's not get too serious about them. Let's move over to this fried rice, because guess what? Fried rice, it doesn't rush you. It's already mixed, already balanced, and it's already thinking about later on. It's already thinking about the future MT, the future you. It's already thinking about where are you going to be at midnight or in the morning when you're going, I need some munchies, right? Rice is there for you as your friend and companion. But anyways, let's keep on going. By the way, it doesn't need company to make sense, okay? This is just good. Fries are a moment, rice is the foundation. Let's just try it out because we did the fries. Oh, okay. Still nice and moist. All the things we just talked about, it's still there. It still has a little egg in it. And you know, here's the thing about fried rice. You can add other things in your fridge to it. They even make it better. Get some kamsami dog, get some egg in there and fry it up on the pan, you're good to go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're just knocking down whole centuries of Wendy's tradition here. Anyways, all right. Anyways, rice is the foundation, fries is a moment. Let's move on to that.
MT, I'd eat the fries now, and I'd eat the rice later. Definitely good having it later.
It is, absolutely is, and you gotta eat these fries now. They're so good.
Can't eat those at midnight.
Absolutely not. But this is one of the closer matchups. But you know what? One of these can stand alone, and one of them needs the moment to stay perfect. And that's what really matters. All right. This is the whole reason we're here, the whole shebang, the whole thing why we came out here next to the waterfowl, next to the mill. But hey, everything else before, all that did was set the table. This is the meal. But before anything else, we always start the same way. No added sauces, no excuses, just chicken. And yes, I know one of these already comes with the sauce. It already comes sauced on it.
MT, that pause before you added sauce, that told us something.
Absolutely. Producer, you're right once again. It should tell you something, because why? Tangerine chicken, well, check it out. It arrives with the sauce on it. I mean, look at that nice glaze. That's not hiding. That's the recipe. The sauce, well, it's cooked on. It's part of the bite. And it's really not optional. Let's just take this here, cut her open, and you can see. Look at this thing. Look at the clean, look at the cross cut on that, the nice white meat. You know, and I mean, you can't get much better than that. And guess what? You can taste the chicken through the sauce.
Nice.
And guess what? You get vegetables. This doesn't come plain. It's got sauce. And the broccoli, look at the broccoli. Guess what? It's got the sauce already on it, cooked on, baked on it. You can't get better than that. One more bite, producer. One more bite. Now, let's get on to these tenders. They show up clean. Here you go. Check this out. They show up clean. They're good size. They got a good handle on them. You know, you can handle them. You can actually pick them up. You can use your hand, you know, but you're gonna get a little dirty, but you know, it is what it is. It's part of it, but there's no glaze. no coating beyond the breading. And this is the moment where chicken tells you who it really is. When chicken is seasoned right, it doesn't panic in silence. Still pretty darn good for Wendy's. Now, one of these was built with sauce in mind. The other was built to what? To decide later. So you can take a little bite first and see how good it is, and you go, well, it's got some good spices. But this is what it's actually made for. Sauce. And you know what? Sauce is allowed. We already know that. So I got the sweet chili from Wendy's. Let's try her out. All right. Boy. I don't know if the sauce adds to it because it's not baked on. You're just dipping it on.
Yeah.
Look how glycery that is and stuff like that. And I know we're not supposed to get into it, but how many chemicals are in this sauce? So the sauce wasn't cooked with the chicken. It was handed to it. But really, this is support. It ain't structure.
That looks like it needed help. Not a lot, but some help.
It did, but when sauce completes a dish, it belongs. When sauce rescues a dish, it really tells you something. And guess what? We write that down. Whoa, 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 whoa. All this wind out here. But anyways, both of these are chicken, but they're answering different questions. One asks, how does that taste together, right? How does it taste together? While the other asks, how do you want to fix it? And that's the main event. All right, soldiers and family, dessert. Now, not every meal ends with dessert, and that's okay. Some meals end when the food runs out. Some meals end with a thought. So on this side, we've got the fortune cookie from over here at the Chinese restaurant. It's light, it's simple, it's not here to impress anybody. It just gives you that moment. It's that what everybody comes for is fortune cookie time. And here we go. Keep your feet on the ground, even though friends flatter you. But the other thing everybody comes for this show, and we haven't done it for a couple of episodes, but guess what's back? Lucky numbers, lucky numbers, lucky, lucky, lucky numbers. So here we go. Lucky numbers. 6, 15, 26, 28, 32, and 40. Now, you guys can either go out and use those responsibly or don't. That part, that's up to you. So, once again, this isn't about dessert. It's about ending a meal the same way it started, and that is with intention. All right, let's talk value now. I'm not talking about price. I'm not talking about math. Value, that's what we're talking about. So value. Value is how full you are, how long it lasts, and how you feel about it afterward. It's satisfaction versus regret. Now, one of these meals feels finished when it's done, and the other one feels like it's still thinking. And the soda, guess what? It did what soda does. You know, it's good. It helped in the moment, but it didn't really change the meal. Value isn't what disappears first. Value is what's still there and still here. Now, at this point, you already know. I really don't need to say anything else. You know, not every meal seeks the throne. And not every kitchen really understands it. Some cook for today, and some, well, they prepare for judgment. You know, the road is long. The final tests are patient. We're getting closer.